I'm just like, shit, I know I haven't. Right.
Gotta do that all
Do
over
it all
again
again.
now. Ah, there we go.
And we're back between two Yetis. And we're back between two Yetis with Charles Hoyt.
How you doing today?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Warming up after a 42-degree wake-up morning in Florida. Coldest day of the year so far.
And what is it, January?
21st.
21st. So this is winter.
It's wintertime, yes.
Bloody hell. Now you have one of the, I would say it's probably the hardest and the dirtiest and you're the real work in the industry, right?
I'm one of the real work in the industry. There's a lot of people involved in hard work, greasy work, climbing under engines. I just swim under boats and get it all clean and make sure that things look pretty. Get in the nasty water, get in the oil water, shark infested, and then now in South Florida, boa infested.
Boa?
Boa.
Oh, boa.
Snakes.
Ah, yes, I forget this. There are snakes in the canals.
The new invasive species in Florida is the boa constrictor and the ball python.
The one that wraps around you and...
Both of them wrap around you, squeeze you, and you pop. Kind of snakes.
Have you seen one yet?
I have seen pictures of ones from the day before I had gotten to a dock.
Right. That doesn't worry you at all?
They're not really interested in me. I'm too big, splashy, bulky.
Okay.
You know.
They're not accidentally just going to attack?
No, they're more opportunity hunters. When they see something that they can get and it's going to be weak is when they go after it. I had a customer who had a 30-foot dock up the New River up by 441 and 595, and they said took up about half their dock.
So very briefly, if you had to put in, what do you do?
I do underwater yacht maintenance and cleaning. So go underneath the boats, clean the bottoms of the boats, pull the props, do inspections. Large yachts come in from overseas, they dock, they call me and I come in, I look at the bottom, make sure that there's no problems when it gets into the United States.
What do you mean problems?
Like if the captain ran aground, if there's like they hit something offshore.
Oh, wow.
Just to make sure for the insurance companies so that when it docks after a 1 month crossing from somewheres or coming up from South America, the insurance companies like to know that when it got docked in the United States, there were no problems with it before it started doing stuff. Charter companies a lot do that.
And invasive species, like barnacles and stuff like that, I assume is that one of your tasks?
To clean the bottoms?
Well, because I assume if you're in, say, Taiwan or something like that, and you've come over here, you're bringing a different species.
They're dead by the time they get over here because there's so much water flow. They can't, they're not gonna really do that. And if you're coming over from Taiwan or something like that, those boats get put up on a ship and they're cleaned and the bottoms are dried out and all the stuff dies. But there's a 230-foot boat that just came over from, I think it was Germany or Switzerland. And I got to go up and I got to go from bow to stern, look at the entire boat to see what's going on. It was painted, put in the water, sea trialed, and then come over. So there's going to be no real invasive species.
But you've got to inspect the entire structure for...
Correct. I got to make sure that there's no cracking in the paint, that the props are not damaged at all, that the zincs are still functioning correctly on the bottom, that they didn't hit a cargo container that's sitting in the middle of one of the waterways.
So one of the things I find hard to get my head around your job is that you work mainly in marinas?
Yes.
And they're filthy?
Yes.
I know you're not allowed to pump out, but...
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Yes.
How often do you get ill?
Let me find some wood to knock on. Not often.
But if you get cuts or if you get...
I make sure that if I get cut, I wash it out real good. I use hydrogen peroxide, alcohol, take really good showers when I get home, wash out my ears, wash out my eyes. I've never really been the sickly type in the water.
You could catch all sorts of things, couldn't you? Swallowing the water and going in your ears.
I'm going to say in the 20 years that I've been doing this, I have heard of, and I have heard of about 5 divers dying from getting cuts, and not personally know, but it was a very local diver that got a cut on his hand. He washed it out, thought everything was fine. 48 hours later, he was dead.
Dead. God, do you get paid danger money?
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's called a paycheck, a normal paycheck.
And so that's infection stuff like that. Your gear, I know you go through that as wetsuit a week or something.
It's not that much. Are the wetsuits, because we wear the thicker wetsuits to protect us from all those cuts, and
What is this, like a 5 mil or something?
it's 3 mils, 3 mil wetsuit, 3 mil hood, and then you put the hood up over your head so that it protects the top of your head and your ears. And
God, you can get scratched, cut on the parts of the boat.
yes,
Holy hell, yours is a risky job.
yes. Not only that, but when you jump in the water, you got to make sure you jump far enough off the dock that you're not like going down the pilings or hitting stuff on the way in and out.
God, you ever found a body under here?
I used to do years ago a recovery for Ocala Police Department and Fire Department.
So you found lots of bodies?
I have gone in to recover bodies. I have never actually found a body. I've been told there's a body in there and go see where it is and to go get it back. I've never just hopped in the water and been like,
You're
a
not
body going by.
squeamish at all, are you?
No. It's
Is
funny.
there anything under there that would freak you out?
Other than something that would freak everybody else out, like horribly, like, I don't know.
I don't know, just something coming and crawling over you.
I have been bumped by bull sharks, molested by manatees. Barracudas come after me. A nurse shark grabbed onto my leg years and years ago. And it was my fault that nurse shark did.
And you've got a knife down there, actually?
No.
So what you just...
There's nothing. They hit you. There's nothing you're gonna do.
Because the visibility is nothing, right?
It's pretty good. Right here, it's pretty good. You
Good
get up,
as in what? 6, 12? Oh, no, I guess.
7-8 feet.
Wow, really?
It's not like being in the Bahamas where, like,
Yeah.
I just saw a picture this morning where there's a 70-foot boat sitting there at night with their lights on, and you can see the coral reef underneath of them.
It's not that.
It's not that, no.
That would be great.
That would be wonderful. It'd be like, I can see all the way up to the front of the boat, and I know exactly how long it's going to take me and what's there and so on and so forth. This water right here is 6 to 8 feet. You get up into Fort Lauderdale, it's a little bit different because it's a little bit of a different water. This water, you've got a lot of salinity coming in and all the boats going by, and this is more of ocean than when you get up by Port Everglades. That's more of intercoastal waters.
Okay, so intercoastal. What's the floor of the intercoastal like? What's there? Is it flat, smooth, clean, beautiful? Or is it just full of
It's normally
crap?
sanded. There's a lot of sand on the bottom. Barnacles, rocks, all, just
Yeah, come by.
different, it's mostly sand because there's a lot of current going by. You will get into pockets where the pockets are like muck. Like you can't even stand in it. You can stick your arm down in the mud, but that's like pockets where there's no real flow.
You would put your hand... Oh.
Yes, I have put my hand all the way down. Someone...
Just cleaning our drain at home freaks me out.
You ever been to the Sawgrass Mall?
Yeah?
Okay. There's a brand new parking complex that they just put on the south side of the mall, southwest side of the mall. And they had to put drainage all in there. Well, my job was to go in after they put all the drainage in, to go down and swim through the drainage and make sure none of the rings were blown out.
Swim through the drainage?
Yep, 250 feet at a time.
So you're not claustrophobic, you're not screaming, you're not afraid of things attack.
Well, I'm afraid of things attacking me, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You know, the likelihood of me getting attacked underwater, for me to get attacked underwater is huge. For you, because you're not in it, is extremely low.
Yeah. It's like going on 95. If you do it every day, you will have a crash.
Right.
Whereas...
if you go on the same road every single day and it's crazy, you're going to get that, oh my God, I almost hit somebody, a million times easier than if the girl, the 16-year-old who's driving up US 1, just going 40 miles, 30 miles an hour. I had a guy working for me, and we were up just north of Hillsborough Inlet. I'm on the back of the truck doing something, and I swore to God it was a woman screaming. And I turn around and I look on the dock, and my guy actually came up out of the water fully dressed and hit the dock, just like grabbed him, came up and hit it, and he was like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "It was 12 feet. It was a bull shark." And it had come up and it bumped him. He had a cut on the side of his face from where he had gotten bumped into the prop. But it didn't bite onto him or anything. It just came up to bump him to see what was going on.
How did you start doing this?
My family's had a marina in Red Bank, New Jersey for, I think I'll probably be wrong on the exact date, but I think it's 1841 is the origination date of the marina. It's either 1841 or 1870 something. And so I would go down there for summers. And in the fall time up in New Jersey, you take all the boats out of the water, you clean them down, you prep them for the new year, and then when it comes into summer, you have to, paint the bottoms and get them ready to go back in the water. So I started, and it's a joke in my family, I started with a 2-inch scraper while the boat was out of the water. My uncle making me scrape the bottoms of boats. And then the next year he gave me a 4-inch and then a 6-inch and a 12-inch. So as time progressed and I realized how to do it easier, and then he goes, "By the way, there's a pressure washer behind over there." He goes, "You're spending 4 hours cleaning the bottom. It'll take you 10, 15 minutes maybe to wash the whole boat down and you'll be done."
But that was like Karate Kid, right? Wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off for years. And then I went and got my instructor, because I really didn't want to do this stuff and be in the marine industry like that. I wanted to go have fun offshore and go to the Bahamas and go to all God knows Guam, teaching people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I realized there was no money in it.
No, it's a good time, but...
And somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, listen, I know you're a diver. You want to clean the bottom of my boat?" I'm like, "I don't know, $40? He goes, $40? I'm paying my guy $200 to do it." I went, "Whoa, okay, $150. And just from all the years of being in the marina, I know the contours of the bottoms of boats, props, shafts, cutlasses, what the boat should look like, what the paint should look like, what it shouldn't look like. And then that started in 2005 is when I started 24/7 Divers. And since then, it's just been, growing and growing and growing.
And the name really lives up to what you do.
Yes, it does.
You'll dive 24/7.
I was just in December, I think it was the 21st, there was an accident where a guy was headed westbound on 595 by the airport and went to go do the turn on the 95, and he just kept on going right into the lake, the retention pond there. So I got a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. "Hey, you need to come over here, dive in the lake, put a strap on this car for us, and so we can haul it back out."
And that's the day you came and did the photo shoot.
It was the day after. Yeah, it was the day after. I came and did the photo shoot.
Yeah, you hadn't slept.
Nope, hadn't slept.
All right, so come on, stories. What was the weirdest, most fantastical thing you've ever found? Or what's the most common request?
The most common.
Do you have to sign an NDA if I tell you what I need you to find? You're not allowed to.
I have some people that have asked me not to tell what I, who, what, and where.
Right. Okay.
But I can say, there's, I've glasses, rings, cell phones, boat poles. Hey, you're here. Can you just get the boat pole for me, kind of thing?
How much do you charge to get a boat pole?
Well, if I'm doing the bottom of the boat, it's just swimming down, grabbing the boat pole,
enough.
giving it up. If someone calls me up and says, hey, listen, I lost my $500 pair of glasses in the water, it's about $150 for me to come down and look for them.
Is it like a locksmith? So you spend like 15 minutes, can't find it, couldn't find
Right.
it?
I go down and around and I look, in a certain area, and if it's not there, it's not there.
And what are you doing? Just...
Normally what I do is I try and float, and we've got a flashlight. Even on a bright day like today, you get a flashlight and you go down and you go back because you're looking for the reflection of the glasses, the framing. Cell phones. People are nowadays. Everybody's on their cell phone, and everybody's oops. But cell phone's dead, but the data chip inside's not. So they want to get the data chip with all their family pictures and their squeaky dog that was at home that. Stuff like that. The weirdest thing that I've ever found in the water was 2 years ago at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show.
Which is your busy time.
It's extremely busy time. I was swimming to get up on the dock, and I happened to look over, and I saw like 5 or 6 hands sticking out. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Little hands, like a statue. Sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I go over and I pick it up and I look at it, and I'm like, okay, so I lift this thing up and it's this bronze statue. I get it up on the dock and put it on the dock, and all of a sudden everybody's coming in, oh my God, look at this, and I'm like, I have no clue what this thing is. So I bring it up to the truck, I get my scraper, and I'm scraping it all off, and it's, after some research, I found out it's not Groot, it's an Indian. It's a elephant.
Oh, it's one of these.
Right.
Ganesh. Ganesh. Yeah.
It was a Ganesh, but it was like there was probably 10 arms on each side, and each arm had a different thing: money, a rat, a live rat, a dead rat, flowers, keys, gold blocks, stuff like that was in this thing, and I'm like, oh shit.
And you didn't go down for that?
I just happened to be swimming by to get up out of the water, and it was on where your Las Olas bridge comes down. There's on the south side of it, there's the 2 ramps that go down to get onto the floating docks. And I had to swim up underneath it so I could just hop up on the dock because it's a floating dock, and I couldn't get up on the high docks. And it just happened to be right there.
Good God. Well, this brings up, because my grandfather used to have a sailing yacht, and we went a couple of times in Greece and Cyprus, and every day we'd jump over into the water and go and find stuff, bleep. And we'd find beach towels, we'd find sunglasses, we'd find pots, Could you make a treasure hunting business out of this?
There are guys on YouTube that go into like the Swanee River here. There's another river up in Georgia, and they just they take a float, put it above them, scuba tank on it, and they just go down, and they've found wallets full of money, phones, guns, cars.
Guns was a big one, because I remember a guy in England, we got lots of little bridges, and that's right, highwaymen, back in the day. No. If you go over little bridges with canals, people would throw the guns to get when they're getting away from the police.
Now in England and stuff like that, it's called magnet fishing.
Magnet fishing.
Magnet fishing. What these guys will do is they'll
they'll
get a big magnet, like a high-powered magnet, and they'll go right next to the bridges, and they'll throw the magnet across as far over as they can, and they'll just pull it back. And whatever's metal and metallic, they will get onto it, and they're pulling guns, safes, lawnmowers, just whatever's going to stick to that magnet, they pull back up.
I'm doing magnet fishing. Frickin' hell. Can you imagine what can be over the bridges here in Miami?
I have been under some of the bridges here in Miami. I've probably recovered, 40 handguns, 30 or 40 rifles. And
after they've been in saltwater, they're done, right?
Well, after they've been in saltwater, they're done. But what it is the police call up and say, hey, listen, we need an extra person because he was going down and they threw it over the side and we don't have a dive team.
Right.
So, fetch. So there's all different, it's all different kinds of crazy stuff.
Every day is different for you then, isn't it?
Yes. Every day I try and I do. I go down and I look around and see what I can find.
And what, you do that grid pattern thing that you do
when I'm doing a boat like this, I'll swim down and kind of swim along the dock because people are dropping stuff all the time.
All the time. I mean,
I found Rolex watches. I've found.
And technically, when you find, so if you found a Rolex here, whose is
mine?
it?
Now, if someone calls me up and says, "Hey, listen, I lost my Rolex right there," I'm under contract for them to bring them back their Rolex.
Yeah.
If someone said, "Hey, there's a Rolex somewhere here on this dock," and I went down and found it.
So if somebody says there's a Rolex down here and you find
I dropped my Rolex down there.
And you find something else.
It's mine.
That's
mine.
Finders keepers.
Yeah. Yep.
I like this magnet fishing idea. Can you buy a magnet?
Yeah.
And what, you just put it on a rod?
You can put it on a rod or you just tie it onto a rope and...
We have to go do that one night.
We can do it.
I'm a scuba diver. I'm a rescue diver level.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculously, I haven't done that many dives. But, PADI, they just want to get you up.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I was a PADI instructor.
All right. Well, I'm almost tempted to come down with you, but I just get just the whole thought of not knowing.
Well, like right here is, when you hit the water, you can see, a spectrum of stuff. It's not like when you get, like, Delray Beach, you've got a foot of visibility. And that's right in between the two ports, and it's literally like a foot of visibility. And that's where you're going on the bottom of the boat and feeling like this. There was a marina up in Delray that boats kept on coming in, and for some reason they're racking their props, and they sent their guys in, they're feeling around, no rocks or anything like that, and same boat 3 times I changed the props on. And finally they're like, okay, we're gonna hire you to come in here, and I put all my weights on and laid down on the bottom and swam like a fish like this, trying to figure out what it was. Across the bottom. It was a 150-foot dock, and I went back and forth. And I found boulders like the size of the trash can down there that these guys couldn't even find because they were diving down, feeling around, not feeling anything. And the current would move them.
Good Lord.
Because they couldn't see anything on the bottom.
Well, when people want to hire you, how do they get in touch with you?
The website, 247divers.com, or my phone number is 954-661-6337.
Now, that is your phone number, right?
That is my phone number. That it goes directly to my phone. That's what reaches me 24 hours a day. It says 24/7 divers, but that doesn't mean I'm available 24/7.
Well, where's your daughter? Where's she gone?
I don't know. She went somewhere over here.
The boss.
The boss.
She'll take the message.
She'll take the message, yeah. Yeah, what? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I was making money. Okay!
Dad, you're up!
Hey, wake up!
Oh, blimey. Well, it's a pleasure to see you again, sir.
Yes.
And good luck in getting back in the water.
Yes. We gotta finish up the boat and then get back up to Fort Lauderdale and do another boat. I got 18 boats to do before Thursday night. Not this week. 18 boats.